All right, team, let me turn the camera just a little bit. I'm going to sit back on my heels in child's pose. You're welcome to stay on your crisscross position. Just finding a position that's comfortable and relaxing for you. I want you to relax your mind. Continue to take deep breaths. Using this time to focus on yourself and your body, releasing any thoughts of work or anything outside of this moment. If you are not in child's pose, I want you to take your time to adjust your position so that you're in child's pose. Bringing our arms forward. Just lengthen that spine. Feel that stretch in your shoulders. Eventually shifting your weight into that tabletops position. Go ahead and just nod your head yes here. Keep that spine nice and tight, core is tight. Bringing that movement through the spine, rounding as we tuck that chin into our chest, arching as we open, repeating that a few times. Go ahead and complete that last exhale. I want you to step forward with that right foot and just bring those hands away from the floor. If you want to place a pillow behind that back knee so you have a little more support, feel free to do so. From here, I just want you to roll those hips under. Feel that stretch here through the hip flexors, your psoas. So don't worry about shifting those hips forward quite yet. Just roll and tuck, squeeze those glutes under. And go ahead and relax. Now shifting your weight forward. I'm going to scoop my toes out in front of me just a little bit. So as long as your foot stays past or stays flat on the floor, if your knee comes forward and there's no pain in that knee, it's not bad. Just means you're a little more mobile. All right, let's go ahead and extend that leg, bringing those toes up, placing your hands down for support, reaching forward with our chest and belly. Let's go ahead and bring our weight forward, front foot flat to the floor. We're going to bring both hands to the inside of that foot. Tuck our toe under, lift that back knee off the floor, and let's step back into a plank position. Take a few breaths here, kind of get strong through the shoulders. Feel those wrists working. Exhale, release, and sit back on your heels. I want you to get warmed up, but I also don't want you to overdo it in the beginning. So use this time here. Let's take our weight forward. Now stepping forward with our left foot, bringing those hands away from the floor as we roll those hips under, squeezing our glutes. Let's go ahead and allow those hips to shift forward, maybe taking a small step forward with that foot. Again, as long as your foot is flat on the floor, it's okay if your knee comes forward a little bit. And again, there's no pain in that knee. If there's pain, then you can scoot that foot forward again. Let's extend that leg, bring those toes up towards your shin, hands down for support. Chest and belly lead down to that front leg. Let's shift that weight or front foot back to the floor. Hands are placed on the inside of your front foot. Toe tucks under behind us, lifting that knee off the floor. Let's step back into that plank position, strong through the shoulders. Drive those heels behind you. Exhale, release down to the floor. Sit back on those heels. Child's pose. Amazing job, everyone. Reset here. We're going to take that sequence a little bit further on this next one. Starting with our tabletops, we're going to go into our bird dog. So left foot steps back. Make sure those hips stay level. Remember, you don't want to sink into one hip. Imagine there's a glass of water on your back. Right arm reaches forward out in front of you without letting your core give in or back arch. When and if you're ready, let's go ahead and squeeze those glutes on the left side as we pick that toe off the floor. As you release, we're going to drop that right arm, your left toe, and then that knee. Right foot steps forward. This time, left toe tucks under and raises off the floor. So we're in that runner's lunge position. Right arm raises up to the ceiling, chest is facing that front leg. I want you to try to avoid sinking into that left arm. Try to keep everything open and light. Replacing your left hand with your right as you open up to the left side. Heel is still not on the floor, so our heel is still parallel with our front foot here. Place that left hand on the floor. Step back plank position. This time, we're going to release down to the floor, whether you're on your knees or your toes. Elbows tuck into your body, release at the bottom. Inhale, press up into the cobra of your choice, forearms or hands. Chest stays open, pushing down into the floor. Take a few deep breaths here. Exhale, keep those elbows tight to your body. Press up, lift through plank or tabletops. Sit back into child's pose. Our child's pose is our reset, our recenter. So this is kind of your you time. You do what you feel your body needs. All right, let's do that sequence on the other side, starting with our tabletops position. This time, right foot steps back, finding that positioning with our hips. Left arm reaches forward. When and if you're ready, squeezing those glutes as you raise that right foot off the floor. Remember, we don't want to give in with that lower back. We don't want to let that or your hips drop. Eyes are looking down at the floor. If you're looking up at me, then your lower back is probably arching. I want you to look down to the floor. Keep that neck in neutral spine. 3, 2, 1. Start with the toe, the hand, and then the knee. We're going to step forward with our right foot. Left toe, I lied to you. Left foot steps forward. Right foot is behind you. Sometimes I mirror you, sometimes I don't. Sorry. You're doing the other side. Tuck that toe under. Lift your foot or knee off the floor. Raise that left arm up off the floor. Chest should be facing your front leg. If I confuse you, you should be doing the other side. Let's replace our right hand with our left as we open up over to the right side. Right hand places on the floor. Big step back into plank. Exhale as you release down to the floor. Inhale, press up into the cobra of your choice. Exhale down to the floor. Inhale, press up and sit back into child's pose. We're going to extend that sequence one more time. We got more of a flowy yoga today. Again, this is your time to recenter, regroup, however you need to do it. Okay, let's shift back into our tabletops. So I have our next challenge for you with that bird dog. We've done it once before. Stepping back with our left foot. So we're going to start with our bird dog. If you want to stop there, if that's challenging enough, that's completely fine. Or you can try this challenge with me. Right arm reaches forward, left foot lifts off the floor. Feel free to hold this position. If you want to take it further with me, we're going to bend that back knee. So foot is flexed. Right hand is going to reach for that foot. Hold here. Release, extend, place that foot on the floor, hand and knee. Awesome job, everyone. Right foot steps forward, left toe tucks under, back into that runner's lunge. This time we're raising those hands off the floor. We're going to lift it all the way up. I cheated, I touched the wall. Remember, hips are rolled under just like we did earlier in our high lunge. As we open up to the right, we're going to now twist. Hands reach to either side of our body, either sides of the room. Inhale back to center. Exhale, twist. This time, heel is allowed to release to follow those hips. Almost in warrior two, but palms are open out to the side. Like you're shooting webs, you're Spider-Man. Inhale, lift and extend. Exhale, left hand drops down, right arm reaches behind you. Try not to put too much weight on that back leg. All right, we're gonna windmill all the way down into our runner's lunge, which means our heel needs to rotate, front knee needs to bend. Hands placed on the inside of our front leg. You did it, step back into plank. Exhale down to the floor, inhale, press up into the cobra of your choice. I'm speaking faster so that you can go faster. Exhale down to the floor, press up into plank of your choice, modified or full, and take your break. Guess what, you only have one more. You have that sequence on the other side. Do you even know what to expect? All right, team. Let's finish off with the other side, starting with our tabletops. Right foot steps back. Left arm reaches forward. When and if you're ready, squeezing the glutes to raise the foot off the floor. Feel free to stay here or follow me, flexing at the knee and reaching for that foot. I want you to try as hard as you can to keep those hips level. I know this is challenging. I know you want to arch your back. Go ahead and extend. Woo. Drop your toe, your hand, and your knee. Awesome job, team. Left foot steps forward, right toe tucks under, lift into runners. When you're ready, let's bring those hands away from the floor. High lunge. Hips are rolled under, protecting our lower back here. Let's open up to the left. Inhale through center. Exhale this time, allowing that heel and your hip to open. Almost warrior two, but palms are facing forward. Inhale, lift and extend. Exhale, dropping that right arm down, left arm slightly behind you. We're windmilling all the way into that runner's lunge, lifting and rotating your heel. Step back into plank. Exhale down to the floor. Inhale, press up into the cobra of your choice, maybe even upward dog. Exhale, release down to the floor. Inhale, press up and sit back into child's pose. Give yourself a pat on the back. Tell yourself you did a great job, because you did. Find your breath. We're going to bring those hands below our shoulders. I'm going to turn actually to the back wall so you can see me. We're going to stay seated on our heels. Sitting tall, you can place a pillow between your bottom and your heels if you need to. From here, we're going to start by just reaching for our elbows with our hands. Chest stays open, shoulders are pulled back. Some of you might just be reaching hands or crawling those hands toward your elbows. All right, if you want to take this a step further, so you can choose to stay here, Or you can try a reverse prayer, bringing the palms of your hands together, elbows open. Again, shoulders need to be open here. Go ahead and relax. Shake it out. Do some shoulder rolls going forward. Take some shoulder rolls going back. And let's go ahead and scoot back onto our bottom. Releasing to the floor at your own pace. Let's go ahead and tuck both knees into our chest as we draw figure eight with our knees. Open those hips. Make sure you go in both directions. Knees tuck back into our chest. One foot extends out in front of us, other knee stays tucked in. We're going to do some ankle rolls. I want you to make that circle as big and complete as you can. It's a lot harder than it sounds. If you had a crayon on your toe and you were drawing on the wall, is it a complete circle? Reverse the direction. Go ahead and relax that ankle. Extend that leg, reaching from under your thigh, your calf, or your ankle. Just like always, shoulder and hips stay on the floor here. I know I've said this before, but just a reminder, some days are just not as good as other days, and there are so many factors that play into that. Hydration levels, what you did the day before, stress levels. So if one day you're able to do something and you can't quite do it the next day, don't get frustrated with yourself. Give yourself forgiveness. All right, let's open that leg out to the side. Again, opposite hip does not follow. Leg comes back to center. Knee tucks back into our chest as we bring that knee across our body, open our chest. This time your hip is allowed to come off the floor. If that's too much pressure on your back, you can keep your hip on the floor as well. Let's bring that knee back into chest. Roll onto both hips. Tuck our opposite knee into our chest and switch sides. Let's start with our ankle rolls. My left side's a lot harder. My circle would not be complete on the wall. Make sure you go in both directions, but that's why we do this, to give our ankles that mobility it needs. To find our weak spots. All right, relax those ankles. Let's extend that leg. Opening that leg out to the side. Bringing that leg back to center, tucking your knee into your chest and allowing that knee to cross over your body. Again, hips are allowed to come off the floor this time. Slowly rolling those hips back to the floor, tucking your knee into your chest. Before placing that foot on the floor, you can choose to bring both feet flat or extend those legs. It's up to you. If your feet are flat, go ahead and allow those knees to cave in for more comfort. Hands can be placed on your belly to feel your breaths or out to the side. Closing your eyes as you feel your breath. Keeping it natural. Try not to force anything. Don't rush it. Take your time to bring awareness back into your body. Maybe adding movement to small parts like your fingers and your toes. Eventually bringing that movement a little bit bigger. With your eyes relaxed, go ahead and roll over to one side. Taking a few moments to open your eyes. And slowly pressing yourself back into that comfortable seated position. Finishing with our deep breaths, arms go overhead. Exhale. Inhale, arms overhead. And exhale. One more time, hands come to prayer. Exhale, hands to heart. Namaste. Have a wonderful rest of your Wednesday, everyone. To be honest, I don't have my watch on today, so I don't know. We did pretty good on time. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, please let me know. Next week, if you are on the Corvallis site, I encourage you to participate in the multicultural event, which runs right before this, which reminds me, if I am late or if I have to cancel this because of the multicultural event, I just want to give you a heads up. Hopefully it doesn't go into our yoga time, but just in case, keep an eye out for that. I encourage you to participate if you're available. Thanks, Gabriella. Thanks, Prasanna. Have a good weekend, everyone.